still working a 9 to 5, you are a failure. Like, by then you should have already made your bag. And ladies, every single one of you should drop the link like me. Like, just literally just make your bag. Who gives things? Screw your family. My family kicked me out. I got disowned. They don't talk to me anymore. They don't, who gives? I can literally buy their whole life if I wanted to. I'm good. Also, because Harvard was never gonna help me make 8 figures. That's why I dropped out of it and I dropped the link instead.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So the video that you guys just watched was 18-year-old OnlyFans star Lil Tay, and yes, I called her an OnlyFans star. Okay, now you guys probably remember Lil Tay from back in the day, years ago, from all of her antics. At one point, child, we thought that she was not alive anymore, but she's popped back up on the scenes recently. Just to skip all of the other stuff, recently she went viral because she decided to announce that she made $1 million as soon as she turned 18 years old by dropping her OnlyFans link. And I guess a lot of, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of creeps, a lot of weirdos decided to click on that link. She was even saying that there was some people who was waiting for her to drop that link as soon as she turned 18 years old. She dropped it and she made $1 million on her OnlyFans. Okay, I guess this gave her an extra boost. Okay, so she decides to come to social media. She makes this video and she lets it be known that if you are 25 years old and older and you are still working a 9-to-5 job, then you are a failure. Okay, that is what Lil Tay had to say. Now, first things first, I want to address this, right? I do understand that I did say that she's 18 years old. And this is no offense to any 18-year-olds, because I understand that every 18-year-old is not the same. There may be some 18-year-olds who have a lot of knowledge and a lot of wisdom, but typically sometimes you cannot listen to and take everything serious of what a teenager or 18-year-old has to say. Okay, you just can't. You can't take it as law. You can't take it as facts all the time. But I do want to address what Lil Tay said, because I do feel like in this generation particularly, there is a lot of people who have the same mindset and who feel like if they don't have life figured out at a certain age, some people even feel like if they don't have it figured out and they're not working, or if they're not an entrepreneur by the age of like 23 or even 22, some people feel like way younger than that, like they should have everything figured out, then they are a failure at life. They will never get anywhere. And this is very important because some people end up being or becoming very depressed or having, you know, extreme anxiety because they feel like a failure. They feel like, I'm still working this 9-to-5 job. I don't have things figured out. And a lot of times people will have this competitive and repetitive cycle of making everybody feel like they should be living the same life. And oftentimes it's based on how much money someone makes, their financial stability. Okay, now I'm gonna let you guys know why I don't agree with this, and hopefully this can help someone who's older than 25, maybe younger than 25, who still works a 9-to-5 job, who may feel like a failure in life because they don't have it all figured out, or maybe they're not an entrepreneur just yet. Okay, now, are you a failure if you are still working a 9-to-5 job by the age of 25 or older, excuse me? No, absolutely you are not. Okay, first things first, I want to help you guys imagine this, right? Imagine if everybody in the world had the same life journey and the same experience. Imagine if everybody just had everything figured out by 25. Everybody was an entrepreneur. Nobody was working a 9-to-5. First of all, imagine how these jobs would be looking, right? You wouldn't be seeing no people, wouldn't really have no social interactions, which they're already saying in the future we're headed towards that path anyways. There is going to be all of these robots everywhere in the store, and I feel like, child, I'm not ready for that, right? Just imagine, guys, if everybody was living the same life, it would be so boring. Does everybody, or does anyone think of that? Does anyone think of the fact that if everybody was an entrepreneur by the age of 25, before 25, if everybody made $1 million before the age of 25, how boring life would be? Now, I think the great thing would be that it wouldn't be as much competition out there. You know, a lot of people wouldn't really feel like they have to compete or hold this over anybody's head, what they make, because everybody would have their own money. So yeah, it would be maybe a little decent. There would be less crime, you know, nobody would have to do any crazy things for money. But imagine no one would have their own story, their own testimony on how they got to certain things or how they worked hard or got it out the mud. It would just be super boring. I don't want to live a life like that. You know, I'm sorry. I don't want to live a life where everybody has the same journey, everybody has the same life path. Now, moving a little further into talking about people's life path, right? We are all brought here to have our own life path, our own journey. We are all on our own journey to find our purpose in life and do what we have to do in life to figure it out. I don't think some people realize, and maybe some people don't even care, but they should, that it's super audacious for you to tell a person how they should be living their life, like how they should be going about their life journey. Like I said, everybody's journey is different and everybody's purpose is different. And when you think about that on a deeper level, you would know that, of course, if everybody's purpose is different, everybody's timing is going to be different, right? Everybody's timing to get into a certain bag or a certain amount of money, which money isn't everything, but that's a different story, right? Of course, everybody thinks that money is everything. Money should just be used as a tool to get to your purpose and do what you have to do. But like I said, that's a whole different story. Everybody's timing is going to be different if your purpose is different. Maybe you have a great purpose, like a big purpose, and it's meant for you to learn a lot throughout the years before you get to your purpose and what you're meant to do. So maybe you're going to make it at 35. Maybe you're going to make it at 30. Maybe your purpose is not really that big and it's small. And yeah, you're going to make it at 18 years old, and that's okay. But stop trying to act like you're better than just because you have all of these riches at a certain age. Honestly, it's just getting played out. And I know a lot of people, or some people, are going to be in the comment section talking about, oh yeah, this must have triggered you. Honestly, it didn't really trigger me. It's just that this is literally played out at this point. Like, I really thought that we were over this whole point of you should have this at a certain age, and if you're not a millionaire at 18, then what are you doing? Like, it's just so played out. I understand a few years ago it was popular, everybody felt like they had to run to a bag, okay, but if you're not spiritually invested in yourself, who already knows that you're not really rich? And honestly, I really feel bad for people like Latay and a lot of people who are rich and have a lot of money, and they feel like their money is their whole personality. That's everything. Their money is their growth, when in reality, it's not. And like I said, you should feel bad for these people because internally they don't have anything to show for the money that they have, right? This is how you can tell that Lil Tay is super insecure, and it's sad. It's sad to hear someone talking like this because it really shows a lot about who they are, the way that they think, their insecurities. Basically, Lil Tay told on herself, and she said, if I was 25 years old, right, and I was still working a 9-to-5 job, I would feel like a failure. You really have to flip people's words around when they speak like this. She would feel like a failure if she was 25 years old and she was working a 9-to-5 job, which means money is everything to her, which means that her making this $1 million makes her feel like she is everything, when in actuality, it doesn't really even make her feel like she's everything, but it makes her feel like she's at least something. And you should feel like you're something without money. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Without $1 million, you should feel rich inside. You should be, one, grateful for everything you have, which we know gratitude equals being on the highest vibration ever. But also, you should have a rich heart. You should maybe be rich in your family. You should be a humble person. You should have a lot of internal richness, right? But this is why I said we should feel bad for a lot of rich people, because internally they're empty and all they have to show is the money that they have in their bank account. And Lil Tay, like I said, she's showing that internally, I really don't have a lot to show. I maybe have a bad personality. I'm not the greatest person. I might not have the greatest heart, but look, I have all this money. Also, I want to point out the fact that anybody who is truly happy with the money that they made, right? You made $1 million. I would not be online trolling. Like, I would be literally at a spa. I would be getting my hair and nails done. I'm not worried about trying to make people who are over 25 or under 25, whatever, make them feel like they're less than because they don't have the same amount of money as me. And this is how you can tell, guys. Certain people really tell on themselves. This is how you can tell that even with the money, they still don't feel fulfilled, because money is not going to fill you. It's not going to fulfill you. It's not going to make you feel full. It's not going to make you feel the joy that you need to feel. Now, maybe you can pay for the healing that you need, the therapy that you need, but just the money in general is not going to make you feel like you are fulfilled in life. Okay. But like I said, anybody who is truly happy with the amount of money that they made and they are grateful, they're not going to get online trolling other people and trying to make them feel bad about their 9-to-5 job. You got your money. Why you got to make me feel bad about my little 9-to-5 job? You got your $1 million. Go ahead, have fun, spend it up. You're 18 years old. Why you got to get online to try to make people feel bad about whatever they have going on? But I also, like I said, I will reiterate myself once again. I do think that she's working with OnlyFans. I do think that this was some type of elaborate scheme or something like that. Maybe she made some money off of promoting them or whatever. But yeah, for her to be telling everybody that they should be making OnlyFans, she's obviously working with that company. But I don't know why, they told her to say, or she either just made up, if you're still working a 9-to-5 by the age of 25, then you're a failure. Okay. Like I said, the audacity is crazy. Let's get over this crazy mindset that everybody has to live the same life. If you don't have a certain amount of money, you can't be respected. You're not rich. There's some people who are working 9-to-5 jobs and they feel very rich. They're happy. They have a great husband. They have a great wife. They have wonderful kids. They have a home, and they're just so grateful for everything they have. They have a good heart, so they are rich internally. And I think, of course, money can seem like a distraction, because I feel like it distracts a lot of people into thinking that money is everything. So they forget to do the work inside. And you definitely have to do that inner work to make sure you're a great person, because that's what life is about. Okay, it's not all about money. Money should just be used, like I said, as a tool. But honestly, with this situation, I want to know what you guys think about this. This is not all about Lil Tay. Like I said, I understand that she's 18. There's a lot of other people who have this mindset, but I want to let you know, do not feel bad. Okay, don't let what anybody has to say about you working your 9-to-5 job make you feel bad. Keep on doing you. Keep on working your job. Don't let anyone tell you that you are not rich just because you don't have $1 million. You can definitely be rich in gratitude in your family, within you having great kids, a great husband, a great wife, a great job. You can be rich in other areas. You can have a rich heart. It's not all about money. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. Once again, thank you for watching Room for Tea. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. See you guys in my next video. Have a blessed rest of your night.